I'm reading the hand of a 32-year-old person. Now he's running in his 33rd year, and he's a male, and he wanted to have his palmistry reading. So I'm going to display whatever his hand basically shows. Before I start the video, I would request you to press the bell icon and don't miss another update. If you wish to get a paid reading from me, you can call me or you can phone me and these particular numbers and get a paid reading from me. Now I basically start this particular video where basically the age is 33. We'll straight up head to the most important line basically everybody wants to know about is basically money and possessions. This is what everybody basically wants to know about. So first I will be talking about straight away the money and money line. So the money line starts at a very early age at the intersection of the head and the money line. This age is age 35, and till this particular age the line of money appears to be very stable. There's nothing wrong with it. But if we look closely, we find small, very small lines that are crossing over the money line, and the age could be approximately 33, 34. That's just the approximate age. But apart from these, there are few important lines that we see on the intersection of the head and the money line. You would see that very small branches are hanging down towards the base of the palm. The base of the palm pointing towards the mount of moon. The mount of moon is basically the area of imagination, visualization, romance, all these things. But if small lines point downward towards the base of the palm at an early age, it could mean mental disappointment. So mental disappointments might creep in before the age of 32, 33. So this is the period the person needs to be a little bit careful. And apart from this, you would also notice that one or two lines are backward running towards the area of Mars. Mars is a red planet. Red means anger, aggression, and fire. So anger and aggression could also come about in this particular person's life, and it might affect him. So the person needs to be careful that the person should not get angry over wrong issues. So this is the most important. This period should be taken care of, and the person should not give less importance to this particular period, because this is our prime period. The early period of our life is the prime period. This is when we have got immense amount of energy and stamina, and we basically make our life during this particular period. One more thing I need to add out here is I would just briefly tell you regarding the important points that I see on your palm. I find that the heart line, this is the heart line, and the heart line is a little bit inconsistent. By inconsistent, I mean that it's not one, but it's forming with overlapping at few moments of time, and then few branches over it, and at few moments of time the line is running like dual kind, double lines running for few years. So these things are happening, and sometimes the line is also broken, overlapping yet broken. And these lines, basically it is something like, you might say that heart line is just for your emotions, but I look at the heart line not just for your emotions but other aspects as well. It is something like, just imagine that we all have to dedicate our life to something. Some people dedicate their life to their parents, some people dedicate their life to their children, some people dedicate their life to a particular cause or a relationship or to their business or whatever you might imagine. So the heart line needs to be one single line, just a single line. A simple line is one of the best lines. It basically means the person is able to dedicate their life to one single cause or a relationship. That basically means that the person is focused. So focus is one thing. Because the line is inconsistent, that is the reason why I would say that somehow the person might be inconsistent. the person might have abruptness in his nature. When we say abruptness, the mind line in itself is reasonably good. It's good, deep and clear. Everything is perfect. But at the same time, the heart line, when it becomes inconsistent, it is something like we are giving our heart to different things at different moments of time. It's the consistency, it is the dedication which brings in success. There are many other good signs. Don't think that when we say that one line is imperfect, it would mean everything is bad. It doesn't mean like that. There are many other things as well that I would point out in my video. So look at this video very carefully, that what it basically represents. So the heart line is it tells, like, if it's a simple kind of a line like this, which I've drawn right now, this is a line where the person is not having any stress and anxiety. But a line that this particular person has, it means that the person might be prone to stress and anxiety as well. And the person also carries the extra baggage of the past. Wherever we find that the line is dual, you see two lines running parallelly of the heart line, it would mean that the person is in two boats. So a person who is in two boats at one given moment of time, it's likely to rock and it's going to destabilize. So it's better to be in one boat instead of being in two boats, and the person should dedicate their life to one single thing instead of multiple things, and the person should not get distracted. This would be my suggestion. As far as the headline goes, the headline is consistent barring these few downward lines, but towards the end the line is splitting into two. It means that the person could be a genius as well. Apart from that, one area is very, very important as far as our success goes, and that particular area is under the finger of Mercury. This is basically the smallest finger is the finger of Mercury, and it is one of the most important areas, because this is the area of technical skills, business skills, calculations, communication, everything to do with these things. And we find that the lines is very deep and clear, and not one line but multiple lines can be seen out here. All of these lines are not crisscrossing each other. This is a good part. If they were crisscrossing, then miscommunication, miscalculations could happen. But because the lines are independent without crisscrossing each other, these lines are that the person has got skills, and multiple skills, not one skill but multiple skills. So I would say that when people say that they should have more lines, multiple lines, it is good. But at the same time, even without any lines as well, the person can be successful. Don't think that you need to have more lines to be successful. Even less lines can be, or no line itself can also be success. And one simple line is good enough for success. So why to have so many lines? So what it basically means is that the person is dabbling into too many things. So it would be advised the person should dabble into one or two things instead of multiple things. This is going to be my suggestion. Apart from these Mercury lines, there are also many lines that are running, long lines that are pointing towards the amount of Mercury. So whenever there are too many lines pointing towards the amount of Mercury, so it means more of these technical skills. But at the same time, our mind is going to get overworked because it doesn't get rest, because it's too much information the person is processing. So the person needs to take rest as well, and that should help basically. The other part is, as far as the money line goes, the money line kind of crosses over the headline. This is the headline, and it crosses over, and then it ends somewhere in the middle of the heart line and the headline. So this age could be approximately age 44. Exactly the middle part is age 44. So somewhere before the age of 44, the line is ending and another one is developing. And this is the period where major changes are likely to take place in this particular person's life. Something new, probably some hardships can also come during this particular period, because nobody wants destability at the age of 40 plus. But in his case, there's going to some major turnaround that is going to take place, and it could see money line normally is regarding money only, but at the same time it can tell about our relationships as well. So there also few changes might take place, not necessarily they take place, but might take place. So the person needs to be careful during that particular period. The other part is that the person has got a loop-like formation between the first and the second finger. First is the Jupiter finger, second is the finger of Saturn. First finger is for Jupiter. Jupiter is for high position and honor. Saturn is basically for money, money management, wisdom and all. So a loop between these fingers is known as the Raja loop. Not many people have this kind of a loop. You would notice that there's another loop between the second and the third finger, and the third and the fourth finger. These loops are comparatively much more common compared to the loop that I've just mentioned between the first and the second finger. This is normally in books, it is said the name is Raja loop. Raja loop basically means that the person reaches to a high position in their life. Probably in books it is said that probably their ancestors might be of a very high position and honor. But I say, because it's present in this particular person's hand, probably this person would have very high, would reach up to high position and honor himself. It could mean something else, because Jupiter is for position, power, honor, and Saturn is for money management. So it's a combination of Jupiter and Saturn that this loop gives a result. So this is one part. The other part is a very strong line from near the headline is pointing towards the mount of Jupiter. This is a beautiful line. This is basically the line of high position and honor. This is a person of ambition. This is a finger. When the line from the headline reaches towards the first finger, the Jupiter finger, it is something like our life is getting guided by Jupiter. If it's coming from your mind line, your mind is getting guided by the Jupiter. If it's coming from the lifeline, then your life is getting guided by the Jupiter. So in both ways, it is good, and it's a very, very strong line. Although it is being cut, even in spite of being cut, I would still say it's a beautiful line. And if there were no cuts, I would have rated it much better. But still, I would say that it's a good sign, and the person would always be somewhere or the other at a high position, a position of honor. There's a square-like formation also on the mount of Jupiter. It basically preserves this particular person. As far as the money line goes, the line started somewhere at the age of 42, 43, and it's stable, and it's good till the age of 53. Again, few changes take place somewhere at the age of 51 and many more changes are likely to take place. As far as the sun line goes, it's the best after the age of 53. How we say after the age of 53? Because above the heart line, the line is very, very stable and clear. So this is a period after the age of 53. So it's much more likelihood that the person is going to be extremely successful during those particular period. And I'll just take a look at other hand image if I can see a few other things. In this particular hand, it appears that the Venus is very prominent. So the person has got great amount of desires, stamina, vitality, love, beauty, grace. All these things are present, but inconsistency is there. That's basically depicted by the heart line. And this upward lines I can see much more clearly, pointing towards Jupiter out here also at the starting of the lifeline, as well as a little bit further. So high position and honor is always going to be there in this particular person's life. That's it for now. I hope you like this particular video. If you like this video, do click on the like button and do subscribe to my channel. Before I end this particular video, I would just repeat one thing which I repeat on almost all the videos. A saint once said, you do not need to go to an astrologer or a palmist to know about your future, because you already know your future. Present is a result of past. How will be my future? Future depends upon what you are doing in the present. What are we? We are product of our thoughts. So the thoughts that come to your mind are really important. Don't keep negativity around you. Keep positive thoughts and keep positive people around you. Be in the right company of people. Even if you have got some negative aspects in your palm, it doesn't matter as much, because it can be corrected. It can be corrected by being in the right company of people. If you are in the wrong company, Even if you have the best of hands, you're going to go downhill. And even if your hand is lacking in many things, if you are in the right company, it might go uphill. Thanks, bye, take care.